Welcome to today's episode and guide, my friends, here all about Mono Red Aggro. Excited to break down this top 500 list by our player, Mono Red. Absolutely love that one. Now, with that, thank you for tuning in. As always, if you enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe. On top of that, if you got a question, if you got a comment along the way, do let me know because I'd love to hear from you as always. And feel free to join us in our amazing community and Discord server, my friends. Now, down below, you'll find today's timestamps as we walk through this particular list, some of the changes, and still why it is actually red deck wins or mono red versus some of the other stuff in mono red. And we'll go play that competitive Magic as we always do, pull it all back together and close today's episode out. So let's get into it here. But before we do, like I said, timestamps available to you down below in the description, plus the deck list and everything else. Let's get into it. So a couple things about this. So mono red, right? So we still have a mono red aggro list that isn't focused on prowess. That's correct. So there's a mono red prowess, which we've covered. Mono red here, and I like this one by our friend Mono Red, because of a few different iteracies, whatever you want to call it. My English sucks right now. The reality is there are some one-offs in this that I really like, and some differences, intricacies, that's the word I'm looking for, and differences with this particular list. So let's talk about it. So first and foremost, a still very nice low curve. What I do like is we're running 18 lands, 17 to a certain extent. What you're doing a little bit differently here is we're playing Sticky Fingers. This thing, enchant creature, when it enchant creature has menace, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure. When enchant creature dies, draw a card with a 1-drop. So still taking advantage of this. We're not playing the 2-drop one here that gives you the +1/+1. We're taking advantage of menace here and the treasure creation in case we run into some problems with our lands. Now, what we have in here, though, that we are picking up, we are adding in Slick Shot Show Off. However, we're not running 4 of, we're only running 2. And then additionally here, we are having Twinferno, so taking advantage of the double strike or copying a spell if we need to. And we still have good burn here and here to tie down our opponents. Now, we are still more focused on creatures. However, a couple other pieces that we do have in here at the top end is we are playing Furnace Rains, so we can strip our opponent, take their creature as well, and we're also playing Invasion of Regatha. So this thing here is going to allow us to deal 4 damage to another target battle or opponent and 1 damage up to 1 creature. So we have a top end blowout, we have a 1-off with Godric, and a 1-off here with Feldon. So a very, very unique list, very predicated around these ones right here. The Burn and Charming Scoundrel. Everything else, and Regatha, everything else is kind of a 1 or 2 of, which is pretty unique. This list also, so not only is this a top 500 list, Mono Red is running over 70% with this list right now in the current meta, which is awesome. And I'm excited to play it here for you today. It's an aggro list. We want to go to the face. We want to keep that damage. We keep that pressure up. Makes a huge, huge difference. So let's get into it and go after it, my friends, here today. All right, here we are. Let's find that match rank, best of 1. We are in it to win it here. As always, great way to support the channel. We got swag and merch available. You can check it out. Other great things below in the description too. All right, here we go. Poppy Cloppy. I like it. All right. Ooh, 1 land. We are going to mulligan. There, we're first. We can keep this. The question here is, do I want to keep the lightnings? I'm going to get rid of 1 lightning. Actually, I feel like we should get rid of Monstrous Rage, to be honest. We don't have a creature, which is brutal. I don't want to go down another one. I'll get rid of 1 lightning strike. We'll take the risk here. Regardless, this is going to be the best thing because that will get us our creature out. So we'll see how it goes. Here we go. This is super helpful here. We are going to absolutely load the board here because if we're playing combo list, if we're playing Azorius Control, we want to make sure that we are getting as much damage in as possible, as fast as possible, before something comes up and they try and like wipe us or something like that. So now, here we go. We got a couple burns. Now we'll see what our opponent's going to do. Exiling the Phoenix is probably what I would do, which is exactly what they did. But we're going to get this in also still. Get the 3 in. There we go, down to 9. Little tricky here. We're gonna play around a bunch of stuff. Alright, let's wait for it. Draw 2 cards. We're gonna get this on here. So now we got burned to the face with 2 lands. We can kill them with Invasion of Regatha if we get a land. If they drop Wanderer, that's going to be a little bit more of a problem for us. Let's see what they do. We're going to put this on the board instead, actually. They'll probably counter it. There it is. I'm okay with that. Just trying to evade the counters on these. Right, so now we have 3. They're going to have to counter this. Let's see if they play something. There it is. 2 to the face. We don't want the land. So we have a couple ways here. And by a couple ways, really one. We're going to have to get some damage in here. I'm going to assume they counter that, so we'll wait. Now, if they play one of their man lands, that can be a problem for them. We're going to play it. Expect a counter. There it is. One out of the way. Now again, we still have 1 left. So they're gonna look for another counter here, absolutely. They absolutely positively need that. So a couple things here. We can play... We can try a few things. See if we can get that on the board. Counter is good. Let's do a treasure token. Not a wicked roll. Reasoning being, they take this thing off regardless. That's why. And that's what they were waiting on. We wanted to create that additional treasure token here so it gives us a more ability to play around some stuff. There it is. Unfortunately, not enough yet for us. Here we go. Now, they could have 2 counters here. We'll see. We have enough to pay off the counter if we need to. We also have enough to play invasion here. They need to play a hard counter. With 7, we could risk it. I think we'll wait. I'm assuming they're going to play the 7. Nope, they did not. Ooh, that hurts. That hurts. So now we have a double up here. They got counters. I'm going to play it. We're going to try it. See if we can get it here. I'm expecting a counter again. There it is. See, it didn't matter. They had the lockdown to hit us. Bad news. Bad news. There's some life gain there. If they force it. Now here they need this. So whenever you cast your next instant and or sorcery spell, you can do this. Now we're not gonna do that. We're gonna play this. They can force Celestis though here. Which would be one way to do it. They gotta do it on the stack. Oh! It didn't. Let's go back here real quick. Ooh, we got through regardless. View battlefield. If it's night, they could flip it. Only as a sorcery though, so I take that back. We got them. They couldn't counter it. We're good. Yes! Woo! Woo, 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 woo. Very, very smooth there for us. Just keep pushing, keep pushing. All right. Let's go for it here. Into our second match. If they would have done that during their turn, they would have been okay. They didn't have any more hard counters then. Alright, here's a good start. We'll keep this. I think we do this one, by the way. The thing is, they might try and burn this. So while it's on the stack, let's actually do a treasure token. Right play. See? Told you. Monastery Swift Spear would have been okay. If we would have done that, they couldn't have burned us off. That would have left us with one thing, though, which wouldn't have been quite good enough. The difference here, though, is we're going to be able to drop our Godric on this next turn, which is huge. And definitely what we needed. There we go. So a couple things now. We can steal. We can do lightning. We got Monastery Swift Spear here. Ideally, I'd love to drop that. Huge 5 there. That's big. So here we go again. Let's do this. And this. Makes Godric bigger. Not quite enough. One land. We'll see what we got here with our opponent. That's 9. That's going to make him fly, by the way. 6. That's 10. That's game. We got plenty. They have lethal there. Plenty of damage. 10, 14. Good game, my friend. Lots of damage. Unfortunate for us there. Losing to Mono Red. We needed one more land. The land's hurting us here today. Except we did take down that first one. Let's go into our third and final match and see if we can turn it around. I was really hoping to use that battle, by the way. Alright, here we go. Right away in it. Let's go. Jover Field it is. Alright, we got 3 lands this time. We're going to keep this. Not the greatest start, to be honest. Ooh, here we go. It is a Bant list, my friends. A nice little Bant list. Let's go in it. Wait. Now, a couple things here. We'll be able to play Twinferno with Play with Fire if we want. Now, one of the things that we're going to do here is we will get this Invasion of Organtha on the board. We're going to do this. Because we got 1 to target creature. There we go. Let's hit this one. Good news is we have another one there. We're going to go the face. That's not going to be enough. Now, what we could have done is, this is to target battle as well, so we could hit the battle or we could go to the face. So that's one of the things that we're going to need to think about here. Good news is when this comes up, it's going to get real big. So in this case, what we're going to do this time around, we will hit the invasion. We're going to keep that. So a couple things that we can do here. We can copy if we need to. We can take this off the board, which I think is going to be what I'm going to do. I'm going to play this again. I'm going to do this. This time. Maybe could have did it last time. Now let's see if we get it on the board. If they got a counter. There it is. They did. Horrible for us. Horrible for us. Because we should have played that. One of the things that we could have done better there is just wait. We could have waited. That would have been the better way to do it. And now we're behind. And they're going to have a ton of stuff here. So ultimately, I'm going to have to waste the roll token on this one. If we would have had a spike there, we could have hit it. They were obviously thinking that they were fine on the counter spells. What do we want to do here? So we can do this. We can do a few things. We can give ourselves double strike if we want. Is that enough, though? I don't think it is. If we steal, that's not going to help us either. We're going to be short like 1 damage. Watch this. Let's do it. Now this is instant. We have to try and go for the face. We're gonna copy. We're gonna give, actually we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this first. Do they have a counter spell? If they have a counter spell here, doesn't matter. We're too short. 5, 8, 9. Does not matter. Even if we would have made that a little bit bigger, didn't really matter. Again, unfortunate. The only thing we could have done is we could have tried the Invasion of Organtha there, making it a little bit different. However, I'm assuming they're going to play something on us here. There it is. So they had just enough to get around. They had that counter spell. If we would have taken this thing out earlier, maybe that would have been the way to do it. Unfortunate for us here today with our 70% win rate list and our top 500 for Mono Red. I do really like this despite the results. Maybe a couple little tweaks we could have done a little bit differently to have been a little bit more successful. We did talk through some of those options though as we were going through our matches and gameplay, which certainly makes a difference. So with that, my friends, as we wait for the server to crank back up here. Like our luck, just bad news bears here. It is what it is, and that is magic as always. So again, this is a top 500 mono red list by our friend Mono Red, which is great. A 70% win rate list, something unique, something a little bit different. We just did not quite get to where we wanted to be here, particularly in those last two matches. A nice one on that first one, just barely squeaking in there. And with that, my friends, if you still got a question, if you got a comment, let me know, because I love to hear from you as always. And excuse me, feel free to join us in our amazing Discord server as well. I love featuring your stuff here on the channel. And lastly, thank you. Thank you for tuning in today. I appreciate your support. Thank you for the likes and the subs as we continue to grow this amazing community here as always. And on top of that, thank you as always to our members. We do have memberships available if you're looking for that, something for you, as well as an affiliate link or affiliate links if you're looking for cards and a bunch of other stuff. We got it, plus swag and merch available to you as well. All great ways to support. Thank you for that. With that, don't forget our socials, at me, chat me. Like I said, I like to feature your stuff here. Stay connected. Love seeing the Discord server. With that, may mono red be a red deck wins for you, unlike it was for us here today. And enjoy some magic.